speaking of those conferences, and I'm going to take a quick little drink, get some water. It's tough out here if you're not hydrating. I got a question as well. Continuing to dive into the mailbag here from VW Productions, asking about the thoughts on the incoming Pac-12 media deal. I know that's a big deal out on the West Coast. So we just talked about USC and UCLA leaving the Pac-12 and going to the Big Ten as well. So as of right now, as of the recording of this video, there has not been any announcement made in terms of a new media deal being made with any entity. But what I have seen from the internet, again, nothing's been confirmed, but in the ballpark, we're really looking at, okay, so we're looking at, as of right now, it's going to be in the range of $30 to $35 million, so which is about the ballpark of what the Big 12 signed for its most recent media deal. And I don't have the same concerns for the Big 12, right? Because what we just witnessed last football season, even without Oklahoma, even without Texas, the Big 12 conference is still capable of going to the college football playoff. Not only go to the college football playoff, but winning college football playoff games. We saw TCU make it to the college football playoff and doing it without even winning their conference championship. Remember, TCU did not win their conference last year. Kansas State actually won their conference championship game for the Big 12. TCU was there, but that was their only loss in the quote-unquote regular season. Prior to the college football playoff, they still made it in spite of that. So, and I don't have any concerns about the Big 12. So that's why I feel that way about the Big 12. But going to the Pac-12, my concern isn't with the media deal, because especially if the media deal is going to be around what the Big 12 is going to get. My concern with the Big 12, or with the Pac-12, I should say, is what's going to happen to that conference, because they're losing two very big powers. Well, USC being a big one, and then UCLA, they're losing the LA market. They're going to lose a lot of presence in California, which is a huge pipeline for talent for high school athletes. California, Texas, Florida, no particular order. That's the top three in terms of getting that quality talent, the best talent in the country. That's where most of it comes from. Losing USC and UCLA from that standpoint, that's a big loss for the Pac-12. And if this conference is going to survive, the other members are going to have to step up, because right now the only Pac-12 team that made it to the college football playoff in the current 4-team era was Oregon. I think they did make it twice, once in 2013 and then another time in 2014. Pretty sure that's the only Pac-12 team. Now, does Oregon get back with Bo Nix? Does Oregon State make a leap and surprise a lot of people? What about Utah and Washington? Even without USC and UCLA, there's still viable programs out there, but are they going to reach a point where they would be legitimately considered for a 4-team playoff? Now, luckily, the Pac-12 will be bailed out, as we are going to expand to a 12-team playoff. And as of right now, top 6 conference champions, the 6 best ranked teams that did win their conference championship, they will automatically get in. But is the Pac-12 going to survive? And it's really going to be infringement of what happens to how do the other Pac-12 teams respond to the media deal. Do some other teams bolt for the, let's just say, the Big 12? Or does the Mountain West even get in there? Do they smell blood in the water? Do they get a couple of teams out there in the Pac-12, and the conference ultimately becomes like the WAC and dissolves? That's a very real possibility, and that's going to be a massive cloud that hangs over this conference. And that's a shame too, because the Pac-12 has a lot of very good football teams. that are going to be playing this upcoming season, some that are going to be very much worthy. If there's a 10 o'clock game and it features two Pac-12 teams, it's going to be worth the watch. It's going to be fun to see Pac-12 conference play out, but that's going to fall to the back burner, unfortunately, because of the uncertainty of the Pac-12. So, you asked me about this media deal. We'll see what it actually comes up with and who ends up getting the media rights to Pac-12 football, but certainly some cause for concern there. And hopefully for the best for the Pac-12. I hate to see conferences dissolve, but it happens to the best of us. Hopefully the Pac-12 isn't next.